Well, hello, my name is Advin. I'm the founder of Iconic Style Magazine and Iconic Style Media. Today, we are opening with a podcast called Beyond the Cover. And the reason we have this podcast is for people to see the human side of people on the cover and also inside the magazine, all the features. So I want to say special thanks to Carlton Jones. He gave me this incredible outfit, trench coat, a little bit of military. I'm a vet, so it's on brand. Thank you so much. It looks incredible. It feels incredible. Carlton has dressed Halle Berry, Michelle Obama, and big celebrities. So it's a huge honor wearing your garments. Shout out to my stylist, Royalty Thomas. He's incredible. He's a designer, a celebrity designer, also a photographer, and he does nails for celebrities. So thank you, Thomas. You're killing the game as well with other celebrities. So congratulations, and I feel good. So thank you so much. So welcome. And today we have a very special guest. She is an actress, entrepreneur, model, and she has some really great stuff coming up this year. Welcome, Anna. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I want to say thank you so much for coming to this podcast, Beyond the Cover. I want to get to know you a little bit. So can you tell me a little bit about your experience, how you grew up, and tell us how you got where you at now? Just, a brief moment of that.
Sure. So I'll give you a little bit snapshot of beginning of Anna, shall I say. So I grew up, very white picket fence kind of life, great family, great parents. So family and, loyalty to family is really important to me. But, I grew up in Washington State. I was born in San Francisco, but I grew up in Washington. Grew up very shy. So I was very different than the Anna I am today. So I was a little bit of a nerd and tomboy. So it wasn't until high school that I kind of started to get the pep in my step and become the Anna I am today.
So how long you been in New York and what made you move here?
So I've been in New York now for, oh my God, time does fly, 8 years.
Wow.
So shy of the 10-year benchmark of the official New Yorker status. But I would say if I'm here 8 years, I think I'm legit enough.
Yeah, I think after 5 years or 5 or 6 years, you're kind of like already an official New Yorker.
Right.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you. But, I came here kind of randomly in a way for a couple of fashion weeks. And I love the energy of the city, love the speed, the pace. Of course, it was intimidating at first because New York is a beast, right?
Right.
So it will chew you up and spit you out like quickly if it doesn't like you. And if you can't handle it, it'll also just spit you out, right? So I became addicted to kind of the power, the energy, the like endless opportunities and the pace of life. Even though sometimes it does burn you out, but I'm like addicted to it, so I can't ever stop. So yeah, I came here literally, I guess, a year before COVID. So I got to see the glory of the city fully before COVID, and then COVID happened, but I still stayed and I'm still here.
Wow, what a big change coming from San Francisco and adjusting pretty quickly. How was your first 6 months that you were here?
I thought it was a little intimidating. I did get sick quite often because I had West Coast apparel. So getting used to the different climate, I was like, oh my God. But at least New York has bodegas on every corner. So you really don't have to go far to get like medicine, fresh juice. And they're available 24 hours, which is something no other city in the world has.
Right. Aren't bodegas like lifesavers?
I love the bodegas and the bodega cats.
Yeah, I'm a huge bodega fan.
Oh, me too.
Also the food sometimes is pretty good. That's just a little secret for people who don't live in New York.
No, I love the bodegas. The bodega salads and the freshly like squeezed juices. Amazing.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, Anna. So what is something that people get wrong about you?
Well, I would say because of my social media persona, I can be a little intimidating and I am flamboyant. I'm not going to lie or deny that. It's part of who I am. But I guess they can, misunderstand me and think that I'm superficial because of, the way I present myself, the glamour and all the pizzazz, right? But I'm actually like a very much low-key nerd. And you know the saying, like, still waters run deep? So I actually love sometimes being home, reading Shakespeare and having like a chicken soup.
Wow.
Yeah. So, there's very like, I am very glamorous, but I also have a very like deep side where I like to read, reflect. I love to journal. I used to draw a lot growing up. I kind of stopped doing that. And I used to write a lot, actually.
Wow.
So I have a very like deep appreciation for the art and literature and really kind of thinking, why am I here? What is my life goal and my life purpose? So I have a very like deep emotional intellectual side that honestly grounds me when it comes to having such a forward-facing, career. So I have that very deep reflective side, which keeps me focused on my goals and actually helps me be more outward-facing because inwardly I'm like at peace.
Right. I like the fact that people see you on social media and you're actually more of someone that actually takes your time in silence so you could, meditate about your life, etc. It could be a lot being exposed on social media. You could get a lot of haters. You could get a lot of people who don't want the best for you, unfortunately, because they don't know how hard it is to be a working actress, model, and entrepreneur. And also, Anna goes to business school as well. So we'll talk about that. But going back to everything that you've done, so can you tell the audience, how did you start in acting?
So actually, initially, I never wanted to be an actress. I was
interesting.
all about the modeling because I wanted the runways, the magazine covers. Like, I was obsessed with getting on a magazine cover. Like, that was my first goal. I'm like, I'm going to get a magazine cover. Like, that was like my obsession. And I did it like over.
Hold on. How many magazine covers have you done? Can you tell them?
Well, I would say about 30, but some of them are not like as official as I liked. I had the starter magazines, So before I was on Vogue and Glamour, Elle Officielle, all those fun things, I did do some starter magazines, but they were still covers and I was still on the cover. So I had to warm up somewhere.
Wow, incredible. I love it. So going back to the cover and also being an actress, tell me how you got started being an actress and what sparked that, because obviously you're saying that you were, a model first. You didn't have that part discovered. What sparked that curiosity of becoming an actress?
So it's weird. So that actually did not spark for me until I was in New York. Even though I lived in LA for a year, but it didn't quite happen there because I was focused on the modeling. And I honestly, when I was growing up, I was actually very shy. So I had a lot of stage fright, especially in elementary school.
Anna being shy?
Yes, me being shy.
Oh my
and now
God.
Here I am.
Incredible. Okay.
Yeah.
I would never picture you as a shy person at all. You're very confident and very poised. And but yeah, interesting.
So I was first like, oh my God, I don't want to do that. But, when I was actually in New York and I got, New York was a major and is a major confidence booster. Because if you can figure it out here, you are exactly who you think you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
if you can make it in New York, you can make it.
Oh, yeah. And so when I started developing more of my personality, my friend circle, finding out like what I like, my personality started to also develop with that, my confidence. And people were like, you speak very well and you're a great speaker and you're very dynamic and you have a lot of personality. They're like, have you tried acting? I'm like, no, I want modeling. And then, I'm like, what, let me try that. So I got offered, I did some headshots just like kind of like for shits and giggles. And then actually had some casting directors and people in the industry reach out to me. So I was actually surprised. And they're like, we like your look a lot. You're very, ethnically ambiguous. You can be different roles, different characters. So I said, okay. So I started trying it, started developing it. And the biggest the biggest thing you must learn is learning how not to look like you're acting.
Right.
So
that is the biggest challenge, isn't it?
Huge challenge because it's more mental because, of course, modeling is difficult because you also have to hold the pose and your pose has to match your face has to match your eyes, and you have to match like the personality of the shoot. But with acting, you actually have to remember a lot of things, get into character and not look like you're acting. And your eyes and face have to match the emotion you're giving out. You have to be able to cry on cue. You have to make yourself like this is really happening to you.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to be in the moment and do all the sensory work. There's a lot of work with actors. So I applaud you for that. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the modeling? Like what sparked the modeling? Since you told me behind the camera that, you were kind of like a tomboy. We had that conversation, which it was very surprising to me. So can you tell me about your modeling experience?
Absolutely. So it's interesting because growing up, I was kind of the tomboy, underdog, shy. But whenever we'd have the class photo, they always said, okay, line up tallest to shortest. And I was always in the beginning of the line. And some people were always like, oh, you're so tall. And I'm like, well, you're so short. So I never viewed that as like an insult.
Right.
But then, after high school, I was always, idolizing these models, magazines. I said, okay, I need to start trying this. And at first I was messing around. I wasn't doing anything serious. In LA, I was also messing around with it. I wasn't doing anything serious. But in New York, I started to get more seriously into it. And I actually started to get very, very serious into it the past, I would say 2.5, 3 years, where I'm like, I want this level of work. I only want to work with this level of people, have this level of image. So, it's been kind of a years in the making, but I feel like I got more heavily concentrated on doing it actually professionally the past 3 years.
Wow, that's incredible. I recall last week actually being with you at Christian Siriano and filming there. You guys should watch the video. It's incredible. She did an incredible job walking and she looked spectacular. But it's impressive. You have walked for very, very top designers. Can you tell us about that? It's actually on her social media, so you could see it. But can you tell us how you got there, and also what designers do you want to model for eventually for September Fashion Week?
Absolutely. So with Christian Siriano, it's because I knew some people that were in his inner circle, and same with Christian Cowan. So, you miss 100% of shots you don't take. So I said, I'm just going to ask if I can be part of their show.
Wow.
Yeah. And social media actually was a big decision maker in that, because I already had the social media, I had the models.com presence, I had the Vogue magazine cover, and along with a couple other covers. So they're like, okay, she's not just coming to us because she's hoping this works. So they're like, this is someone seasoned, can pull it off, knows how to walk. So that's how that came into occurrence. And I would say, forward looking, I would want to continue to walk for Siriano, and
great.
I do want to walk for Gucci. I think that would be, and they're quite a great brand, and I like they're bringing back the 90s Tom Ford kind of collab. I love 90s things, especially vintage fashion. It's one thing about me. I love vintage fashion. So
yeah, you were wearing vintage. What was it? Gucci?
Dolce.
Oh, it was Dolce. Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's incredible. I could definitely see you walking in Gucci, Chanel, et cetera, et cetera. I see a lot of big things for you. So hopefully Gucci, if you're listening, we have Anna here waiting for you to be walking in September Fashion Week. So just slide into her DMs, right? Or go to your website. What is your website?
AnnaAlimani.com.
Oh, there you go. So
dashes.
Gucci, Chanel, big fashion houses. This is your model right here. So incredible. Really quickly, can we touch on what you're going to school for, and also your entrepreneur endeavors?
Sure, absolutely. So I have my undergrad. I have a bachelor's of science from Purdue University in business administration. So I've always been a business person. However, when I finished high school, I initially wanted to be a cardiologist.
Anna, our cardiologist? What?
Because I like doing cardio. I loved cardio workouts, and I'm obsessed. I love working out. So I want to do that. But then I was like, as a medical professional, they have to uphold the Hippocrates oath. So that means I have to treat each patient with the same level of care.
Right.
And I would not want to have to deal with random people and maybe have that because some people see really gross things medically. So I don't think I would have the stomach to see all of that all the time. You don't know what's happening, what could happen. So I was like, you know what? I've always been very strategic. So I'm going to shift to the business world. I think that's where I would be most, effective in.
Right.
So I did the Purdue thing, and now I'm doing the Columbia thing. So the Columbia Business School thing.
Congratulations. Yeah. When are you done? Are you, what year are you in?
So I'm in year basically 1.5.
Okay.
I graduate next month in April. So
okay. Wow.
It's right around the corner.
Wow. Congratulations. That's amazing. Just to come to New York, become a New Yorker, become a model, actress, entrepreneur, businesswoman, so powerful. It takes a lot of work, and for the models out there that you're presenting, yourself to these designers, this is what it takes. It takes a lot of hard work and determination, but also being bold. Anna asked directly to the designers, and she got where she was because she was bold. So I applaud you for being bold, and that not only shows in person, but also in social media. I've seen that you've been to some red carpets and some incredible events. Let's speak on that. I think I saw you at the Tonys, maybe?
No, so one of my newest, not really newest, but I had a name now for this hobby. So I like galas as well. I call it gala going. But with red carpets, I cannot stay away from a red carpet. I love the energy. Actually get the energy from people. So when I'm on the red carpet and the cameras are on me and they're flashing everywhere and all that stuff, I love it. I feed off of it. Like I take in the lights, and it actually makes me feel like amazing actually. So I cannot stay away from a red carpet, even though I did skip the Oscars. But that's I wasn't I was a little lazy and I wanted to give my best shot, and I was a little travel weary from Europe, but I did do the Golden Globes. I had my glambot moment.
I saw the glambot moment. That is I think everyone wants to have a glambot moment. Tell me a little bit about the glambot moment. I have no idea. I mean, I think it's a big robot that it's just seconds that.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a robot where you have to do a movement. The robot spins around, takes a video of you. So it's really not that wow, but it is kind of very popular.
Yeah.
And I first didn't know what it was until one girl next to me, she was like, that's a glambot. I'm like, who? Okay, I'll go there too.
Yeah, so, it looked amazing. Okay. So Anna, can you tell me a little bit more about Love Story and Ryan Murphy?
Sure. So that's actually no pun intended, a funny story. So I got a casting director text me out of the blue saying, do you want to do this role? And first I was like, no. And they're like, we really need someone that looks like you. And I was like, well, am I going to get my SAG card for this?
Oh my God. A straight shooter, by the way.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, because in the acting industry, you could be an amazing actor, actress, but the SAG card kind of brings you to the next level, opens different opportunities, and lets you work with A-list celebrities, right?
Right.
So I was like, okay, if I'm going to spend 3 days of my time, and my time is very precious, and I'm very busy.
Yeah, she has told me that.
Yeah, I'm like
via text.
Yeah, I want my SAG card. So they said, okay. So I agreed to 3 days on set for Love. And first, I didn't know the name because they gave us a fake name. So yeah, because they didn't want us being able to talk about it. So they initially gave us the name. It's called White Plains instead of Love Story.
Oh,
yeah, to distract us.
See, they didn't want you to say anything out there.
Correct.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like a CIA operation, I felt like. But, I learned a lot from being on set those 3 days.
How was getting your SAG card after that?
I mean, it felt pretty amazing because people always talk about the SAG card. Like initially I first thought it was kind of like a fantasy almost. It's almost like a myth. It's like, oh, did you have your SAG? Are you SAG? Like, people always whisper about that. And then when I finally got it, like I'm kind of like, okay, it's good to have it. But now I need to step it up.
Absolutely. And you will. You have some projects coming as well in film. Can you speak on that?
Absolutely. So I've done some associate producer work in the movie Unholy Song, which actually won an award for like, you know, it was like a LA horror film festival, something like that, but it won an award, right? So that's great. And I also played a character there named Lisa. And oddly enough, I did play Lisa Bissett, who was Carolyn Bissett's sister in Love Story. So I have this Lisa thing going on for me.
Oh, Lisa after Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa after Lisa. And I'm currently auditioning for a role where my character name is Lisa.
Stop.
Yeah.
No, that is not.
Yeah, so it's really like it's interesting.
Is that your like? I know that Beyonce has like Sasha Fierce. Are you Lisa?
Lisa Fierce? I don't know, but it's
Lisa Fierce. Interesting.
I've had that name a couple of times in the movie world. But I also was an associate producer for actually this local film shot in Oyster Bay in New York called Offsides. And I'm playing the role also of someone named Sierra. And I was also an associate producer in also a local movie called Sex Before Church.
Oh.
And I'm also, oh my God, I forgot my name. I think it was Amanda.
It wasn't Lisa.
No, not Lisa.
Okay.
But, you know, I was Amanda Sutherland in this movie called Good Night, which was also shot in New York, which should be actually screening later this year. Could be screening at the Cannes Film Festival. That's TBD. And I have some other fun things going on. I mean, sometimes I have like my hands in so many cookie jars. I don't know like what's going to come up, to be honest.
Well, I think whatever comes up is always kind of like a success for you. So I'm happy to hear that, you know, you're killing it in the film industry as well. Who would you like to work with, actor-wise, actress-wise, and director-wise?
So I know one of my favorite actresses has kind of turned more into the director-producer role, but I love Angelina Jolie. I think she's an amazing actress. She's so beautiful, inward and outward, and she's also a like amazing philanthropist too. So, you know, she has like so many great things going for her, and I think she's just like one of the most beautiful women of our time. So,
absolutely. Yeah. She's gorgeous. And what about directors? I know that Ryan Murphy's there. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Ryan Murphy, if you're listening, he should be on your next series. But what about directors? Do you have any directors in mind? Do you like to be flexible with directors? Do you work with a certain type of director?
So I would definitely be flexible with directors. I know a lot of people. I know, what was his name? Mark Wahlberg is the director now. Like a lot of people pivot into that after having been an A-list celebrity, right? But I would love to like work with Spielberg or any of those big guys.
He's my favorite one, by the way.
Yes. He's really, really talented. Yeah. And there's just so many talented people. And, you know, like, again, like seeing how the movie industry works, like the long times on set, and now you have to shoot a scene like 20 times to get it right, and then you have to shoot it 20 more times to get all the different angles of the scene. So you can't just shoot the forward; you have to shoot the side, the back, the diagonal. So it's I've learned like have a lot of respect for those people because they do it day in and day out.
Yeah, and months, you know, months and months. Plus the pre-planning and then the post-production. So count that in. It's just a lot of work. So it's a very tough industry, but you're having success in this industry. Really quickly, going back to your modeling, we spoke about Elle. Yes. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have an Elle cover coming out this summer, printed cover. Actually shooting that in Europe. So I'm very excited about that. Wow. And it's a collab with a big French brand, which I'm not going to say yet. You'll have to wait.
Well, follow her Instagram so you can see it.
But yeah, like, so I'm really excited to have that coming out because I don't have an Elle cover yet. I have Elle features, but not an Elle cover. So I'm excited to add that to my arsenal of magazines. And
that'll be number 30.
I don't even know. I just stopped counting.
We have to count it eventually.
Yeah, I have to.
We have to
eventually. Head count.
What about this commercial that you were telling me? It was incredible. I'm not sure if you already shot this commercial or not, but do you want to tell the audience what type of commercial? And there's a celebrity who's on, promoting this brand a lot. So I would like to for you to share that.
Sure. So when I was in Milan this past fashion week, I didn't do any shows because I thought this was more important and I wanted to conserve my energy and sleep. I love getting my 8 hours, which rarely happens, but when I can, I take it. So I shot a commercial and campaign editorial for Swarovski. Had the most amazing team in Milan. We did great work. Shout out to my Swarovski team. Love you guys. You guys are amazing. So that's also coming out this summer. We'll be in a big publication, which I cannot say. But, I mean, the pictures are really, really incredible. So that was like a really iconic time.
Tell me, you don't have to tell me everything, but tell me how was shooting that with people in Milan.
So the people in Europe are so talented. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing. We did, oh my God, 6 looks in 6 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 6 looks in 6 hours.
Was that did that include hair and makeup for all 6? Wow. Okay.
Well, we're all professionals.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it takes.
Oh yeah. And we knew what we were doing. Everything was put together. The styles I was wearing was okay. The jewelry was Swarovski, but the wardrobe I was wearing Terry Mugler, Schiaparelli, Dolce. So the shoot is incredible. But yeah, in 6 hours, 6 looks, including hair and makeup, it was like quite a production.
Okay, I'm so excited to see these images. You mentioned Mugler, like one of my favorite brands,
Icons.
and like working with that brand is a huge deal. So congratulations for doing that. That's incredible. I really want to touch on something that I am looking at right now. You came in. It was a moment when I saw you. What I saw was a beautiful piece of art. So I know that you like your Birkins.
Oh yeah.
Can we talk about your girls a little bit?
Well, they're girls and boys.
Well, they are. Yeah.
Yes. So, I think this one is a girl because it's bright colors, a lot of sass. Actually, my first time taking her outside because we've had terrible weather in New York.
I feel very honored, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So she's very happy to be here in the spotlight with us. And I was thinking okay, I'm going to be in a podcast, but I don't want to wear something busy and distracting. So I'm going to wear black like all New Yorkers do. But I'm going to bring a very loud and distracting bag. So I brought this orange ostrich Birkin.
She does know how to make an entrance. Like, that's something that I like when I met Anna. It's like her entrance is everything. It's not just visually, but the energy that she brings when she's like in a place with other people. It's just really, really nice to experience, actually. So, yeah, tell me more about your Birkins and tell me how many do you own? And also other, you can mention bags. Other bags.
Yeah, I can shout out other bags, right?
Of course.
So I probably I haven't counted officially, but close to 30
Wow.
Hermes, because some are Birkins and some are different styles. Like, they have like a bag called a Kelly Pochette, which is from Hermes, but it's like a Kelly Pochette, so it's from the Kelly species. But mostly they're Birkin species. So, the different shapes and sizes are Kellys, but there's also a lot of Birkins. So it's just something I really enjoy collecting because it's also it's an investment, so it does go up in value.
Right.
So that's why they really don't get that much show and tell time because I have to be careful. And the weather in New York is not kind to Birkins.
Right, right. So not on the crazy weather here that changes. You really have to look at the weather just to take the Birkin out.
Correct. I literally have to step outside and I'm kind of like doing a test, like what's going on here, because you can't tell from the inside.
Right.
I also have Chanel's as well. I actually love vintage Gucci bags.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
another one of my little hidden favorites.
Where do you go shop for vintage Gucci? Because there's so many ways to do that. How do you do it online? Do you have someone?
So I actually do it myself. So
Okay.
I'm like, my own headhunter.
That sounds a little bit like Julia Fox. I
Yeah.
actually did it myself.
Yeah. No, I really did though.
Yeah.
So I look at some vintage stores here in New York, but my main go-to, also for vintage Tom Ford, I'm a sucker for, is The Real. So shout out to The Real because I've bought so many things from them. And they're always great, very, very nice. They have great stuff. We just have to stay like on kind of the hunt because little gems pop up and people do snatch them. So,
So fun,
yeah.
like to just do your own thing and choose your own vintage.
It's like stock market trading. You have to
Yeah.
wait like for the right time to like pounce on something.
Right.
So I kind of see it that way. I've always had that kind of competitive instinct.
Well, you work in finance, so I see like how you kind of like work these systems and like financially.
Oh yeah,
Tell us a little bit about your finance experience. You don't have to,
sure.
share all of it, but
Yeah, of course. So I did dabble a bit in it before COVID. I worked as an analyst at like a big hedge fund. I'm not allowed to say because they maybe said NDA, but because they don't want very public. But I had that experience, and then COVID hit, and I decided to do some traveling, and I also tried the real estate industry, which I did not like. But
why?
well, number
You
one,
were in owning Manhattan.
well, yeah, but I like the industry as a consumer, right?
Right.
But not as necessarily like a participant.
I see where you. Oh, I see what you mean.
but
So you
I
like
still-
buying,
Yes.
not selling.
Correct. But
Got it.
I still kept my license because in New York, we have one of the most crazy real estate environments in, I think, the world with co-ops, condos, all that stuff, right? So if you have a license, you get 50% off your broker fee. It's a co-broke. So when they try to charge you full fee, I'm like, sorry, buddy. Like, you have to co-broke it with me. So they don't get the full commission.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But I keep that as a card up my sleeve until they give me the contract.
Oh.
And then I'm like, you're getting half. So that's the business side comes in. But, I have a lot of friends in the industry, and then I always, can refer them clients, So I think it's a very handy thing to have. And again, knowledge is power. So I don't regret having experience and knowledge in one field.
Not at all.
That always adds to who you are and your experience.
Yeah, maybe you'll play like a real estate in a film. And
Right.
You already have the experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt.
Exactly. Really quickly, I wanted to ask you, so you're from San Francisco. Tell me a little bit about how you grew up and also about maybe high school, the things that you encountered there. I would like to speak on that because we spoke about that off camera. So I would like to give you a chance to learn more about your experience growing up in San Francisco and how that shaped you into who you are today.
Absolutely. So I was born in San Francisco, but then I did the majority of my growing up in Washington. Very sheltered, white picket fence life, all of that fun stuff. But I was actually very nerdy growing up and like actually a tomboy. I would wear sweats. I would sit by myself at lunch. I was not at all a popular girl. I was not a social butterfly. I was very to myself. And, back then we had something called like Facebook, right? So Instagram was there, but it wasn't quite emerging on the field as a big social media player as it is now. So a lot of people in my high school were not nice to me because, I wasn't popular back then, but they're not popular now. So, who's the winner?
So what are they doing now?
Nothing.
Oh.
But following me.
Are they just watching you?
Yeah, I don't follow them back because I don't forgive or forget, baby.
Well, that's a little bit sad, but kudos to you because sometimes, when you get on these situations when you're in high school, a lot of people actually, it's a huge issue where they, bully the person. And usually the underdog is the one that kind of like blossom after they, they finish high school. So I think that's what I kind of see.
No, actually, I love the underdog. So shout out to all my underdogs watching this because the underdog always becomes the top dog. So you know how people say there's revenge of the nerds? yeah, they should get their revenge. Because if you weren't nice to people, they have a right to supersede you and make them wish they were nice to you.
Exactly.
I'm all for that.
Exactly. So they're watching. So
Watch.
there's success there for you. So yeah.
I mean, they can keep following me pointlessly. I'll never ever follow them back.
I think they will always follow you.
Yeah.
So there's no revenge, but sometimes karma could, do things.
I would say success is the best revenge. So they're so miserable and low achieving. There's no need for any revenge.
Exactly. How do you measure success for you? And how do you see that in other people?
Well, I would say success is measured by confidence. So every successful person I know or that I've watched, like let's say on TV, on like Tony Robbins, they're extremely confident. And I think your confidence is what gives other people confidence in you. So whatever you're doing, whether you're building a company, whether you're looking for investors, if you have confidence, you breathe confidence into those other people, whoever they are. And they're like, hey, I like you. I want to work with you. I want to invest in your company. I want to invest in you. That success begets confidence and confidence begets success. So I think the key to being successful is being confident, right? Also, the key to being successful, I think success means you have freedom. So let's say whatever you're doing, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, financier, if whatever you're doing gives you freedom, I think you have achieved success, to be honest.
Yeah, I think freedom is like the ultimate, not goal, but place where kind of people want to be,
Absolutely.
It's a little bit sad when you see people working a ton and not really focus, and
going for their dreams.
Exactly. So absolutely. So what other plans do you have this year for you? Anything exciting for this year, for next year, and 5 years? Where do you see yourself, Anna?
I mean, so this year I have already some pretty big things lined up. I am aiming for a big specific gala. I don't want to say it on here because I believe in jinx and energies and stuff.
Very popular.
Yes. But I am aiming to go to the Emmys. I think that's great. I haven't been to that red carpet yet.
Okay. It would happen, by the way.
Of course.
Yeah.
I also want to get more, actually a lot of people don't know this about me, but I do want to get more into politics. That's something I'm pretty actually
Wow, I see it.
Yes.
I see it. Okay, I see you as not only playing a politician, obviously, but as a political figure, congresswoman.
Now I want to have power to enact change, on a government level.
What do you see in politics? I know right now we're in a very hot climate,
a big mess,
which I will not speak. But what do you see? What are the issues that you look and also face as a woman, or living here in New York, that makes you want to make a change in politics?
Well, I think as women, we just have so many hurdles, not just let's say politically, but just on every level, right? So I think there should be more laws that protect women and that encourage women. It doesn't stop your ascension just because you're a woman. Mm-hmm. Because you know how people talk about the glass ceiling always, right? Yeah. So I think that still exists and it shouldn't exist. And a woman shouldn't have to worry about that and shouldn't have to worry about being thought of or looked at in a certain way or having a quid pro quo situation with any superior in charge that happens, of course, to be a man. Women should be able to rise as high as they want and not have to, resort to their looks or beauty. If I'm not nice to this guy, he's not going to promote me. I'm sorry, but fuck that.
Yeah.
So
the power dynamic.
And even for example, we have so many different things to worry about than men have to worry about in the workplace, even walking outside, even just going anywhere. We have to worry, let's say a man has to worry about 2 things. We have to worry about 100, being a woman, So yeah. I would want to enact laws that protect that and that give women certain actually rights and privileges that men don't have. So,
Wow,
yeah.
that's incredible. I
Yeah,
love
spiced
that.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, that goes with along with the values of iconic style. I created this magazine actually for women. What I realized is that a lot of men are actually in power in media, and through my the magazine and through my platform, I'm positioning women in power so they could control the media and power and not have these dynamics with very powerful men, and not go through all these hurdles that you're speaking about. So I love to hear that. Are there any other issues that you would like to address politically in the future?
I would definitely say, I mean, like I am totally pro-choice, and I think we should never have to explain what choice we're doing as women.
Right.
Like, I mean, that should never ever be questioned, to be honest, because
Yeah.
it's no one's business but our business. And we have, again, so many more things we have to worry about also health-wise, like, emotionally than, no offense, men do.
Yeah.
So I think we should just have full, like, control of our bodies. Like, and we should never have to explain that to, like, Congress that's full of men. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that is very funny because the Senate and the House in general is like the majority are like men.
Right.
And like I don't like I'm not I won't speak on politics, but I don't get why they have to make a decision on another gender. Like I just don't like they should make their own decisions and have people in power that could
Right.
understand them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, okay, men are making decisions about men problems and women should make decisions about women problems. That's what I
Right.
think. Like, especially when it comes to like, things that like only women's bodies need to worry about. Sorry. But
Yeah, it's okay. It's
just
okay.
being straight up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. I did not know, by the way, guys. I have conversations with Anna before. Did not know about the politics thing, but I think I see a future in politics for sure. And that's the beauty about being, in the creative field. You could do acting, you could do modeling, but also, like I seen actors and actresses that are in politics because your career kind of continues, and you could always fall back into your creative spaces. But it will be an incredible career, especially with your experience in the field, also in business and in finance. I think you will be incredibly successful as a
Thank you.
politician.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, I see that. Let's talk about your style because we're here. It's called Iconic Style magazine. So the reason I named this magazine Iconic Style is because I think even people without resources, they can have an iconic style. They could build
Absolutely.
something from nothing,
Yeah.
right? So an iconic style when you're dressed is almost like an alter ego, right? You're looking great on the street. It's Anna on my highest level, and I'm in my pajamas, right?
Of course. Of
Or
course.
listening to Drake or whatever.
Right. Of course.
Right. Or The Weeknd.
Of course.
Of course.
Yes.
But what I know that we had an interview before and I asked you this question about iconic style. What is your typical way of feeling iconic through style?
So the way I feel iconic through style is kind of wearing something a little bit could be called obnoxious, but I don't care. I like being a disruptor. So, my bag is a little example of being a little obnoxious, but it's okay. I can handle it. I like the heat. Like, I'll take the heat. So the way I'm iconic in my style is I like to wear things that might be a little, like, obnoxious, weird, and quirky. And even a little scandalous.
Oh.
I mean, I love sheer dresses or things that are very like low cut and could be looked at as very provocative. But I like carry the way I'm doing it is not to be provocative, but carry more of an editorial edge.
Yeah, it's like a classy way of doing it. Like I
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah. Like for the Tonys, for example, I wore like this kind of see-through mesh thing, but it got on like, Vanity Fair, Vogue.com.
Hold on. I'm gonna put this on the screen. Can we talk about this look on the Tonys? And can the audience is gonna see it? So
Oh, yeah.
can we talk about the look? Who was the designer? How do you feel on the dress? And how was the
Absolutely.
process?
So the dress was Dolce, vintage Dolce.
Oh.
And the cross, actually, funny story. So the way I, acquired the cross was I was in Paris walking for this designer, Serbian designer named Susanna Peric. And, you know, like she was like, hey, the show is not paid or whatever. And I was like, okay, but can I have that cross payment? And she said, yeah. I said, deal. So
collaboration.
Yeah, that's how I acquired the cross. And I was literally like, I was flying in from Miami the same day as the Tonys. So I had no idea what I was wearing, but I was on the airplane literally meditating on my outfit. And I was like, I'm feeling lace and I'm feeling something like besides the lace. And at that time, I did not know that the background of the Tonys was this deep, dark burgundy vampire red.
Oh.
Which went perfect with the outfit.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the background would be because they never reveal it to you before. You don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, you know, I literally put this together in like on a whim, to be honest.
I believe her because we work pretty fast.
Yeah. So we work on a whim.
Yeah, we do.
So I literally put that together on a whim last minute and it went very viral. I was like really surprised.
Why did it go viral? Do you think it was the dress, the way you handle yourself?
I think a mix of both, but honestly, I think the cross really like made it happen because it's so like in your face and it's so like it's kind of like one of a kind.
Yes.
And so it's like an attention grabber. Like it's a portal for attention.
Yeah, when I look at like when I remember that video of you on Instagram that I saw, I see a black dress, but then I see the cross.
Yep.
And that's what I guess made it viral. Interesting.
Yeah.
You also been to Cannes.
Yes.
So multiple times, by the way. Can you speak on that? And what's your plan for your next time you go to Cannes?
I mean, Cannes is great. Yeah. It's a little chaotic, but there's a lot of parties. But for me, I'd only want to be there this year for a purpose. So I wouldn't just go there just to have a red carpet appearance and all of that. I've done that like 5 times, so 5 years in a row.
Amazing.
I would only go there if I have a legitimate reason to be there, like my movie's coming out, or like I'm invited to the show party in Cannes, which is a great party. So something along that nature. But otherwise, I'm just going to stick to my Versailles ball and then kind of vacation in the south of France. So take time off. But again, I'm spontaneous, so maybe I will go. But for now, in my brain, it's, noted as not going.
You never know with Anna, but I actually do know because whatever she says, she will do. So I know that you're not going.
Yeah.
Unless you have a film there. It's just very, straight to the point.
Very.
And that makes sense because, sometimes you go to these events, and it does, help with networking, but also getting exposed for your actually creation and your films and your brand. But yeah, I think there's something special about going to Cannes.
It's a must. I mean, not to interrupt, but it's a must experience, especially if you're in that industry. And it's, one of the biggest film festivals of the year, along with Venice. And that's more what I'm gunning for because I have not done Venice Film Festival.
You need to do Venice.
So I'd rather I'm going to put my ammo there.
What about here in New York?
So I've done the Tribeca Film Festival.
How was that?
Do it last year. It was actually pretty interesting. It was fun. It's not the same, you don't feel the same kind of craziness and energy as Cannes or any one of those, but it's great because it's local and you meet your local kind of people, who do probably go to Cannes and do go to Venice. So that's also a lot of fun, and I think it does give you great exposure and networking. So that's probably something I'm going to focus a little bit more on than I have because usually I'm in Europe when that happens. So I've always kind of missed it. I've hopscotched it,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Another question that I have for you is who's Anna when Anna is home?
Oh my God, when Anna is home, I am recharging my batteries. I like to have my hermit moments, especially after I get back from Europe. I like to be unseen and unheard of for a couple days.
So are you an introvert, extrovert, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have both sides because I can be very extroverted obviously.
Right, she's here.
Here. But I also have very introverted moments. Like, I love being home, sometimes not coming out, just organizing my place, organizing also my thoughts. I think that's very important because I'm involved in so many different things that if I don't sit in silence and like hear my thoughts and like feel what I really want out of life, I wouldn't have such good direction. And I know a lot of people cannot sit in silence. I love sitting in silence because that's where the magic happens. And that's where my thoughts start to be creative and I start to focus and I start to strategize on my different goals, my different ambitions. So I love being home and in silence to strategize for the next big moves.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the best things that you could do is being in silence. It actually helps you with, your creativity, you becoming a better actress. Sometimes you figure things out in business. So being in silence is so important. Sometimes we always on the go, especially being here in New York.
Oh my God, yeah.
So, taking the time to do that actually is beneficial for you. So,
New York is a loud city and you can get lost in the noise, get lost in your thoughts. So it's really important you have that silent moment to kind of stay grounded, stay aware, and stay sharp on what it is that you want.
Exactly. Plus, you're always traveling too. Can you tell me how, like, I always see you traveling. Where are you going?
So I do love going to Europe. For some reason, Europe always has a way of calling me back. I actually travel more to Europe than I travel domestically, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
How often are you in Europe?
Oh my God, like almost every other month or every 2 months, always.
Wow. What's your favorite airline? I'm just curious.
Ooh, I would say I love Emirates. Emirates to Milan, the best.
Of course you like Emirates.
I love Emirates.
Why do you like Emirates?
Well, number one, they have a pickup service complimentary. So they'll pick you up, drop you off to the airport, and then when you land, they pick you up and drop you off at your next location upon landing. So I think that's like such great customer service.
Totally.
And they have, everybody knows who flies on Emirates, they have the coolest bar in the back. Like, so you're up in the air, 40,000 feet, and you have like this private club bar at the back of the plane. And everyone there is drinking, having fun, even
social moments.
Even smoking some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's a party and people are networking, talking, so, and
hopefully I'll get invited sometime, guys. I love that.
Yeah, if you're flying to Milan, take Emirates.
Well, let me know. I could do some maybe content for you through the magazine.
Some Emirates content. Like,
absolutely.
And they give you pajamas, they make your bed. I mean, their service is like.
How's your food?
Their food is great too.
Yeah.
And they'll make custom things for you, custom cocktails even.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I love Delta One, but sorry, Emirates is better.
It's the way to go, huh? Okay.
Yes.
I have to experience it to see what, how he really feels. But it sounds like an incredible, not only, flying from one point to another, but like an experience.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Rather than just sitting down and just listening to babies crying and things like that.
No, I have the crying baby curse. It's so weird. I call it when I fly. There's always some baby, like even in first class, even in business class, there's always some crying baby. I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, I have a lot of empathy for them, but it's just,
it must be traumatic.
It is a little traumatic. It's like, I'm trying to sleep, traveling all the time.
Yeah.
Are there any other places that you travel besides Europe? Do you go to Asia? Do you go to China? Because I know they have like, fashion shows in, beyond Milan. They have in Tokyo. Sometimes they have Vietnam.
So
Argentina is coming up really hot right now.
So I actually have never been to Asia. So that is something I do want to, explore and get in that market. I just think it's a very big undertaking because you need to be gone at least 2 weeks.
And the designers need to be very good.
Very good. And again, the jet lag would be like incredible. So you'd need like at least I'd say a week and a half, 2 weeks to be there max. So you don't like completely torture yourself.
Yeah. Not only working.
Yeah. But so I would love to go to Asia. I just haven't had the time and quite the right reason to.
Right.
But you never know what could come up.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking like, what are the Oscars of Japan? What are the Oscars?
They must have something. I mean, one actually.
Since you're like a red carpet queen,
I
could see you red carpet not only in the US and Europe, but like Across the globe.
I mean, you know what? Actually, the Middle
Well,
East.
with intention. Yeah.
Yeah, the Middle East is actually very, very hot for that. I know they have like the Red Sea Film Festival. I think it's in Abu Dhabi. They have it. And I think Riyadh, they had a big show, I think last year for Saab, like some crazy, amazing show they put on.
Wow.
So they're really entering the fashion scene, like in the movie scene.
Right.
So it's actually somewhere where I do see, you know, myself potentially going. I went to the World Cup in Doha in Qatar back in 2022. But, you know, it's something like I think it will come when the right time.
Yeah. When these designers kind of like go, because I think back in the day they used to do shows there like more often, but now they kind of scale back on that. But I see these shows because I actually write for the magazine, growing with incredible designers, and I see some big fashion houses actually, you know, going to Asian and doing all these shows. So I definitely see you on the Oscars or the Tonys of because as an actress and model, you want to be known.
You want to maximize the
Yeah, like
exposure
Gigi Hadid,
to different markets.
Gigi Hadid, Kendall Jenner, you know, you name it, they are on all the magazines. They're in Vietnam, they are in Japan.
They're everywhere. Like Vogue everywhere. Tokyo or Vogue, like something, right?
Exactly.
Like there's all these different Vogues. Yeah.
Really quickly, so you are around models and actors. Who have you met that gave you not just a celebrity moment, like, oh my God, this is a celebrity, but like an impactful moment? You're like, wow, I met so-and-so.
Well, I would, oh God, I mean, I have to think back to more to my LA days. I mean, I've met Leonardo DiCaprio a few times, but more like in the relaxed scenes. So more like in St. Bart's or Saint-Tropez, things like that. So he's actually a very humble guy, and he doesn't like actually that much attention.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he always has the cap thing going on.
Right.
So he's very amazing actor, but very like humble about it. But like I think he's one of the best actors of our time. Also like up there with Angelina Jolie. And I would say I have ran also into Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, great.
She's extremely, extremely talented.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, I love her. Yeah. Like, she's great. Yeah. And she's also, you know, people like mistake her as being mean, but I just think she's protecting her boundary and her space because she's like a big celebrity. And again, like she puts so much of herself into her work. And that's why her work is amazing. So I feel like when you're at that level, you can't be giving out your energy easily because you need that for your roles.
Yes.
Those roles suck the life out of you.
Listen, like when they say celebrities are mean, there's a certain truth to it, but what goes behind the scenes is so stressful.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, you having people shooting you in the face, literally, and following you around.
Yeah,
I mean, who would not be like...
I would be so irritated.
Any human being will be irritated. Yeah.
Of course.
So when they see that and people criticize them, I'm like, they don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
No.
So I applaud Jennifer Lawrence for keeping her cool.
Yeah, I am all about boundaries. I think that's really important. Just for anybody to have, especially if you're a forward-facing personality, you have to have boundaries or you'll have nothing left for yourself.
It's like energy draining if you don't have the boundaries.
Yeah, you have to protect yourself from energy vampires, but there's too many out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we learned our lesson, thank God.
Live and learn.
Live and learn. So Anna, looking ahead for this final question, what are you looking forward to and what excites you about where you're going?
So I would say what I'm most looking forward to, and this might be a very, very forward-looking statement, but I like to think long-term ROI, is building a legacy where, being like, okay, this was Anna did these iconic things, but this is kind of like, I have like a legacy going for what I did, what I've done. Like I didn't just exist. I had a purpose to my existence and I kind of left my like mark on this world, whether it's going to be through the entertainment industry, through my financial endeavors.
Politics.
But I mean, the way you leave your mark in the world is what's ingrained in people's lives and what story is told even after you're not there anymore. So that's like where a lot of my deep thinking and things do come in because I'm like, okay, the pictures and the glam and is great, right? I love it. But I also want something even more substantial and something more permanent than just like a magazine or a movie or a film.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately, like, I think the ultimate mission accomplished is having that legacy.
Yeah, I love that answer. A lot of people who have legacies actually build huge empires, but also they're inspirational to other people. And I think having a legacy is doing your purpose here in life, but
Absolutely.
also leaving a legacy to inspire others, like Nelson Mandela, etc.
Oh yeah, Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King, that's leaving a legacy and helping people. So I want to say this was an incredible conversation. I am so happy about you being here. It's been an honor. I see huge things for you. You're already killing the game. And I'm looking forward to your cover for Iconic Style.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, because she has
Coming
standards. But yeah, I'm looking forward to your growth and hopefully see you on another podcast.
Absolutely. And or you never know where you're gonna see me.
Oh, you never know. So follow her and she'll be here on another podcast. So thank you so much, Anna. I appreciate
Of course.
it.
Thanks for having me. Thanks everyone for watching.